$25 a week will not make you rich overnight. At an 8% average return, it can grow to roughly $150,000 over 30 years. That is not financial freedom, but it is proof that the habit works. And once the habit works, you can scale it. This is education, not personal financial advice. Your taxes, income, risk tolerance, and financial situation matter. If you spend any time online, you see fake influencers promising that you can turn spare change into a luxury lifestyle by next weekend. That is marketing, not reality. Today, we are cutting through the noise to look at the exact, grounded math of what a small, consistent contribution actually does in the real world. Let us look at the absolute truth of the numbers. If you invest exactly $25 a week for 30 years at an historical 8% average return, your portfolio will grow to roughly $150,000. I need you to hear me clearly. That $150,000 will not make you financially free. It will not allow you to quit your job, buy a mansion, and retire to a beach in your 40s. But it does something much more important than that. It proves that the habit works. $25 a week is not your final retirement plan. It is your proof of discipline. It is the mechanism that teaches your brain to pay yourself first, before you pay the restaurants, before you pay the streaming services, and before you pay the clothing stores. Then, when your income inevitably rises over the years, you scale that automated system from $25 to $50, then to $150, and eventually to $300 a week. The secret to wealth is not the $25. The secret is building an automated system today that you can expand tomorrow. In this video, I am going to show you exactly what $25 a week can realistically do, what it cannot do, and the strict financial order you must follow before you invest a single dollar into the market. The financial order before investing. Before we talk about exactly what assets to buy or how to set up your brokerage account, we need to hit the pause button. Many online creators will tell you to start investing immediately, no matter what your bank account looks like. But doing that while your financial house is a mess is a terrible idea. If you are struggling with bad debt, do not try to invest just to feel like you are making progress. You cannot build a resilient wealth portfolio on top of a crumbling foundation. You must fix your foundation first by following a very specific financial order of operations. Step 1. Eliminate high-interest debt. This is the most critical step. If you are carrying a credit card balance from month to month that charges a 24% annual interest rate, you are bleeding money. There is no basic, reliable investment on earth that will pay you 24% a year to offset that massive drain. Imagine you have $5,000 in credit card debt. That debt is constantly compounding against you, working day and night to keep you broke. If you try to invest $25 a week while ignoring that debt, you are taking one step forward and 3 steps backward. Paying off your high-interest credit cards is a guaranteed, risk-free return on your money. Clear this toxic debt before you do anything else. Treat it like a financial emergency, because it is one. Step 2. Build your emergency fund. The stock market is a fantastic vehicle for long-term growth, but it is volatile. It goes up, but it also has periods where it goes down violently. Life is also completely unpredictable. Imagine it is a Tuesday morning. Your car engine breaks down on the way to work, and the mechanic says it will cost $2,000 to fix. If you do not have cash savings, and all your money is tied up in the stock market during a month, when the market happens to be down 10%, what happens? You will be forced to sell your investments at a painful loss just to pay the mechanic and get to work. That destroys your compounding growth. To prevent this, you need 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses sitting safely in a regular high-yield savings account. This money is not there to make you rich. It is an insurance policy. It sits in cash, protecting your investments from the unexpected disasters of life. Step 3. Secure your employer match. If you work for a company that offers a 401k retirement plan and they match your contributions, put your money there first. Let me explain how powerful this is. If your employer says they will match your contributions up to 4% of your salary, that match is literally part of your total compensation package. If you put in $100 and they put in $100, that is a 100% immediate return on your money. There is nowhere else in the financial world where you can get a guaranteed 100% return the moment you invest. Ignoring this match is the exact same thing as walking up to your boss and telling them you would like to be paid less this year. Take the match. Step 4. Use a Roth IRA. Once your bad debt is gone, your emergency fund is full, and you are getting your employer match, this is where your personal investing strategy truly shines. If you qualify based on your income, open a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is a special type of retirement account. Normally, when you invest and make a profit, the government takes a slice of that profit in taxes every year, which slows down your growth. But with a Roth IRA, you invest money that you have already paid taxes on today. The massive benefit is that all your investments inside that account grow completely tax-free. When you are ready to retire, you can pull all that money and all the massive profit it generated over decades completely tax-free. It is one of the greatest wealth-building tools available to the American middle class. Only after you have respected these 4 fundamental steps should you even think about opening a standard taxable brokerage account. Automate the $25. Now that your financial foundation is completely secure, we need to talk about the system itself. Investing $25 a week only works if you never have to actively think about it. Human beings are busy, easily distracted, and emotional. If you have to log into your brokerage account every single Friday morning and manually push a button to transfer the money, I can guarantee you will eventually stop. You will get tired. You will want to spend that $25 on a dinner out, or you will see scary news on television and decide to wait. The secret to this entire process is automation. You need to set up a recurring transfer so the money leaves your checking account automatically, just like your Netflix subscription or your utility bill. Treat this $25 as a non-negotiable bill that you owe to your future self. This completely removes human emotions, specifically fear and greed, from the equation. You no longer have to rely on your own willpower. When you automate this weekly process, you are naturally using one of the most powerful strategies in finance, called dollar cost averaging, or DCA. Here is why DCA is so brilliant for beginners. Let us say you watch the news and the stock market is crashing. Everyone is panicking. Without automation, you would be terrified to invest. But because your system is automatic, you are investing your exact $25 whether the financial news is good or bad. Thanks to modern technology, we now have something called fractional shares. 10 years ago, if a stock cost $500, you had to save up $500 to buy a single share. Today, fractional shares allow your $25 to go to work instantly, buying tiny slices of companies no matter how high their stock price is. So, when the market is booming and prices are incredibly high, your automated $25 naturally buys fewer shares. But when the market drops and the financial world is terrified, your $25 automatically buys significantly more shares at a steep discount. It's a channeling. You are scooping up valuable assets while they are on sale, without ever having to think about it. Do not try to guess the perfect moment to buy. Stop trying to time the market. Let the automation do the heavy emotional lifting for you. What to buy simply. Once your money transfers automatically every week, what do you actually buy? The biggest mistake beginners make is trying to pick individual stocks. They hear a rumor about a tech company, or they see a brand they like at the mall, and they put all their money into that one single stock. Betting your money on a single company is incredibly risky. If that specific business makes bad decisions, faces a lawsuit, or gets crushed by a competitor, your wealth vanishes. Instead of stock picking, the smartest thing you can do is use a broad market ETF, which stands for Exchange Traded Fund. Think of an ETF like a prepackaged grocery basket. Imagine you walk into a grocery store. Instead of betting all your money on a single apple, you buy a massive basket that holds tiny slices of hundreds of different fruits. An ETF works exactly the same way, But with companies, by buying one share of a broad market ETF, you instantly own a tiny piece of hundreds of the largest, most successful companies in the United States. If one company in that basket fails, it does not destroy your portfolio because you have hundreds of other successful companies holding you up. You get instant diversification and you keep your strategy perfectly simple. Now, some of the companies inside that ETF basket will pay dividends. A dividend is simply a small portion of the company's profits that they give back to you as cash just for being an owner. If your investment pays dividends, you can set your brokerage account to automatically reinvest them. That is called DRIP. Instead of taking the dividend as cash to buy a coffee, the system automatically uses that cash to buy more shares of your ETF, helping it grow faster. But I need you to understand this clearly. Dividends are not free money. On the ex-dividend date, the stock price is typically adjusted downward by roughly the dividend amount, although normal daily market movement can sometimes hide that adjustment. What truly matters when you invest is total return. Total return is the combination of the stock's overall price growth plus the dividends it pays. Do not blindly chase investments just because they promise a high dividend yield. Focus on the overall, long-term, steady growth of your broad market ETF. Scale or stay small forever. Everything we have talked about so far, fixing your foundation, automating your transfers, and buying broad market ETFs, leads us to the most important lesson of this entire strategy. $25 a week is not the plan. It is the proof that you can follow a plan. Your $25 is just your financial training wheels. If you stay at $25 a week forever, you will never build life-changing wealth. As we saw at the very beginning of this video, $25 a week can grow to $150,000 over 30 years. But because of inflation, the invisible force that makes everything more expensive over time, the purchasing power of that money will be significantly lower in the future. $150,000 in 30 years will not buy you what $150,000 buys you today. To actually become wealthy and outpace inflation, you must actively scale your system. Scaling is how regular, everyday people actually become millionaires. Let us look at what a realistic timeline looks like for someone who commits to this process. Phase 1, the baseline. You start right now with $25 a week. You do this to prove to yourself that you can stick to a budget. You are learning how the brokerage app works, you are watching the market go up and down, and you are building the muscle of discipline without risking your livelihood. Phase 2. The first victory. Let's say a year from now, you get a 5% raise at your job. Most people immediately inflate their lifestyle. They buy a more expensive car, or they move into a slightly nicer apartment. You do not do that. You take a portion of that raise and you bump your automatic transfer from $25 a week to $50 a week. You have just doubled your wealth building speed, and because the money transfers automatically, you never even feel the sacrifice. Phase 3, debt freedom. 2 years later, you finally finish paying off your high-interest credit cards or a nagging student loan. Suddenly, you have an extra $400 a month in your checking account that used to go to the bank. What do? You take that exact same monthly payment and you redirect it into your investment account. You push your weekly contribution to $150 a week. You are now investing over $7,800 a year. Phase 4, aggressive wealth building. A few years down the line, you are established in your career, or maybe you start a successful side business on the weekends. Your income is significantly higher. Because your financial foundation is rock solid, you aggressively push your automated investments to $300 a week or more. This is the absolute truth about finance that no one talks about on social media. Real wealth does not come from finding a secret, magical stock before it explodes. It does not come from timing the market perfectly. Real wealth comes from building a baseline habit when you have very little, letting your money compound over decades, and constantly increasing your contributions as your skills and your income grow over your lifetime. Final blueprint plus CTA. Let us summarize your exact step-by-step blueprint for building lasting wealth. Start small with $25 a week so you can learn the mechanics of investing without anxiety. Fix your financial foundation first by clearing toxic debt and saving a fully funded emergency fund. Automate your weekly transfers so you never miss a beat and never let emotions ruin your portfolio. Buy simple, diversified, broad market ETFs instead of guessing on single stocks. And finally, remember that $25 is just the beginning. Scale your contributions aggressively as you move through your career and make more money. If you are tired of fake financial gurus selling you pipe dreams, and you found this honest, grounded, anti-hype breakdown valuable, please hit the subscribe button right now. I want to know exactly where you are in the financial order of operations. Leave a comment below using this simple guide. Comment Step 1 if you are currently working on paying off high-interest debt. Comment Step 2 if you are focused on building your emergency fund. Comment Step 3 if you are getting your employer match. Comment Step 4 if your foundation is secure and you are ready to invest consistently. Keep building your foundation, stay disciplined with your system, and I will see you in the next video.